Hello, I'm Dr. Frances Steinberg, and I'd like to share with you the 5 steps of FLEX. Step 1. Identify the target you want to reach. The first step in being flexible is to have a clear idea about what you want from the other person. Would you like them to listen to your point of view without arguing, finish their work on time, or surrender the remote? Targeting a goal is less about forcing them to do your bidding and more about both of you reaching a positive, mutually beneficial outcome. Once you've set the target, you'll not only know where you're headed, you'll know when you've reached success. Step 2. Determine if you need to be more flexible to reach the target. Obviously, if things are going well, there's not much need to become flexible. Just keep doing what you've been doing. But if you're feeling frustrated, angry, hurt, disempowered, overwhelmed, immobilized, or tired, chances are you need flex. Step 3. Identify what the other person is saying and why they are saying it. Critical to using flex is to understand if the other person is saying yes, no, maybe, yes but, or no okay. These responses aren't necessarily a permanent part of their personality. Someone can change what they're saying depending on what you're asking them to do, where they are, or who else is around. And it's not hard to figure out what they are saying because it all comes down to one question. If you ask them to do something, what happens? People who say yes happily do it right away. People who say no don't do it and either ignore your request or become argumentative. It all depends with people who say maybe. Sometimes they will and sometimes they won't. Yes, but people say they'd like to do it, but then come up with a million reasons why they can't. People who say no okay tell you why they won't or can't do it, and then do it anyway. Step 4. Use techniques that will increase the chance of success. Once you know what someone is saying and why they are saying it, you need to become flexible and adjust how you interact with them. If someone is saying yes, you want to be directive, so go ahead and give them suggestions and make your opinions known. Enjoy the positive interaction and the atmosphere of mutual respect as you jointly work toward the goal. If someone is saying no, you need to avoid reacting emotionally. Keep calm and detached. You'll be most successful if you come at things indirectly rather than head on. And it's really helpful if you can find their hook, something related to their relationships or interests that is so important to them, they'll be willing to work toward the goal. Because everything about people who say maybe depends on the request, the setting, or the people around them. You need to be flexible in what you do as well. Maximize the context for success and remove any blocks that are keeping them from achieving the goal. Yes, but people are extremely frustrating, but you can reach positive outcomes if you stop telling them what to do. Acknowledge the depth or complexity of their issues, and then either yield responsibility for solving the problem to them or provide a fixed number of ideas from which they can choose the best solution. When no okay people are resisting, you should give them the gift of time so they can process what's required. Work to soften their defenses and explain the potential consequences of their saying no. Step 5. Avoid techniques that will make things worse. While it's essential to know what you should do, it's possibly even more important to know what actions and attitudes would keep you from reaching your goal. If someone is saying yes, make sure you don't abuse the power they're giving you. Remember that authoritative is not the same as authoritarian. Don't keep asking them what they would do, although at some point you will want to encourage them to stand on their own 2 feet. If someone says no, stop telling them what to do. They're not going to listen to you anyway, so you might as well save your energy. It's also important to avoid reasoning with them. People who say no operate from the premise, I've already made up my mind, stop bothering me with the facts, and whatever you do, don't irritate or provoke them. You wouldn't poke a rabid dog with a stick, so don't make things worse by winding them up. The worst thing you could do when someone says maybe is to become rigid in your approach or to push them into saying no by your actions. You must always avoid giving yes but people solutions or continually trying to come up with ever better suggestions for them. The more you tell them what to do, the bigger the but. When no okay people are resisting, don't shame or blame them. It will only lock them into their resistance. And it's equally non-productive to give lengthy explanations about why they should behave differently. Of course, there's quite a bit more to learn. If you're curious and interested in letting go of frustration and reaching success with people that you're struggling with now, go to www.FLEX-ible.com, where you can find free tools as well as specialized online learning materials.